All right, everyone. So this is my disciplinary literacy assignment. So first, I just wanted to share just kind of who I interviewed. I interviewed Logan Calvin. I unfortunately was not able to get the interview on camera, but he's a very busy guy. Again, he works about 12 hours a day in intervals. So I had to at least get the clips just so you guys can kind of see who I'm talking about when it comes to this PowerPoint.
Hello, my name is Logan Calvin. I'm the weight coach at Illinois Wesleyan along with the throws coach.
Thanks, Big All right. So, like you just said, he's a throws coach at Illinois Wesleyan. It's a Division three school. He is also a general strength and conditioning coach for, I believe, four teams. Four teams. He's also an independent personal trainer. He's been doing that for 2 years, and he has a degree in exercise science. And so, getting to the point of the interview, the first question I asked was, "How do you relate physical education to your current field of work?" Um, and basically, he said he thinks it's kind of as like a building block and kind of the core piece of what he does. A lot of what he and many other PE teachers do are almost one and the same. And so, when he thinks of it like that, especially being from here, he understands very well both sides of exercise science and PE and how they go together and how teaching them, um, even though it's PE, he's still teaching someone how to be more physically literate. Um, and so he tries, like he says here, I try to go back to the roots of my physical education to best work with my athletes since at the core they're the same. So the next question I asked was, what is a text used often in work? Um, he told me his favorite tool for his kids was the Complete Book of Throws. Now, this is just a throws book I am familiar with. Um, Basically, it has all types of throws within it, even some lifting programs and everything like that. It's a very old school book um, that he got from a man named Jeff Rebels about 2 to 3 years ago. So, how is literacy conceptualized in your division? Sorry, in your discipline? Um, and at first, I kind of had to explain to him what we were looking for in terms of literacy. And so, once he understood that, he said he tries to incorporate literacy by using visual text. He loves to use film study for his athletes, especially because his sport is so technical. And what he's teaching, technique can make a huge difference in improvement and output generally. He also says that cognitive understanding of the cues that he gives helps athletes become more successful. Um, those cues, again, in a sport that is very technical, that is very based around how well you can manipulate physics and manipulate your own anatomy to give yourself the best advantage. Those cues are very crucial for him. Um, and so those are things that he hammers out a lot and gets from the Book of Throws. And so let's go to the next one. There we go. So some more questions. Are there certain skills that are necessary to be literate in your discipline that may differ from traditional definitions of literacy? Um, and so he said, yes, literacy in my field is shown more physically than cognitively, which would make sense because that aligns with, for at least for PE, the National SAPE Standard 1. Um, so some skills I would say fill that criteria. You're looking at would be general motor skills, memorization, association skills, and transferring visual text. Again, for his sport, it's crucial, especially in competition. He's not, as a coach, you're not always there. And so those cues can help kind of calm an athlete's mind and really just help understanding of what he's saying versus just kind of going under too much pressure. So the next question, are there literacy skills that entry level members must be of this field must learn anew? And this one, he was a lot more eager to answer. He said, yes. Typically, coming from high school, the kids that he gets are often very raw. And so a lot of usually just generally bigger kids, stronger kids, naturally stronger kids, faster kids as well, who haven't learned many cues. So on a collegiate level, they must learn efficient and effective communication, cue recital, and physical literacy of those cues to be able to verbally elicit how they physically feel. And that goes back to the film that he uses and the conversations they have, to be able to remember those cues to recite to him so that they have a understanding of each other. I asked, how can schools improve their efforts in to equip students with the essential literacies of the field? This one he wasn't so sure about, but he gave me kind of more of a general answer. He said that the things that will benefit them is equipment, space, and technology. He was actually reminding me of a time when me and him went to Nebraska, and they have a weight rack that you can, whenever you squat, it would tell you how much force you put out, the speed of the bar, and everything like that. And those things for throwing would go a very long way. Almost out of time. A very long way in um, basically just gaining success. So some things that I learned. The first thing was that in teaching someone how to be physically literate, it is important to be patient and have multiple forms of resources for the student. Again, going from the books, from the cues, from the film study for visual learners, from the books for um, more like, I guess, learners who people who learn better from reading it and seeing it. That was something I feel like I could work on as PE teacher. Growth and understanding over numerical growth. With this conversation of literacy, he did a good job of explaining how crucial those words can be for a student, sorry, for an athlete who is trying their best in a very technical sport. And so you can obviously do better, but to understand more will ultimately get you farther. And then the last thing I learned also was that literacy in physical activity may look different compared to the typical classroom, but proves essential for greater understanding of the person of the discipline's topic. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And that